Welcome to the Rundown Media. My name is Abe Hicks with my main man, Dylan Kearns. We are back better than ever. It is the best time of the year if you're a baseball fan. The World Series starts tomorrow, right around the corner. We got the Dodgers. We got the Yankees. We got the East Coast, West Coast, the two heavy hitters in the sport. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first off, Dylan, how you doing?
This is the series we all wait for. You know, you play best of three starting at the beginning of the year, right out of spring training. You play it for what, 6-7 months, and now's your time to shine. Comes down to who can win 4 out of 7 games. This is absolutely amazing. And I know we touched a little bit on our little takes on this matchup that we have at hand. This is what baseball wants. It's great for the sport. And you know that you're going to get two of the best teams that you came into the season and said, "Wow, they can win a World Series." And that's what we have in front of us here. It's going to be a great matchup between these two, and I'm so excited to see it unfold.
Yeah, and I think about Rob Manfred. He is just overjoyed with this matchup between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Going back to the previous 2 years, or even last year, a lot of people were upset about the matchup. The viewership was down, and now we get the opposite of that. We get all the big stars in the game, all the MVPs in this game, all the Cy Young winners in this game, and there's still people upset because it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. It's like, guys, what do you want? What do you want here? You want the Rangers and the D-backs, or do you want the best players in your sport playing at the highest of levels? I'm overjoyed with this matchup, even though I am a Yankees fan. I don't care. Like, even if I wasn't a Yankees fan, I would be ecstatic because this is so good for the game of baseball. You bring casuals to this World Series.
Yeah, you do. It's good for the tier 2, tier 3, and 4 of baseball fans. Tier 1's going to watch no matter what. You know, you're going to get they'd watch if it was the Royals and the Athletics, or whoa, that's two in the same league. Royals Marlins. You know, they'd watch that World Series. Yeah. But you know, it's different. You know, when you look at the way these two teams are, it's just two of the best teams. And props to Major League Baseball. I roasted the playoff bracket. I said bad teams are moving on, and guess what it did? It said, "Shut up, Dylan. You're wrong." And we have the two best teams playing. So I think that completely makes my point a few weeks ago mute. And, you know, at this point, this is what you got. You got Garrett Cole. You got a ton of great pitchers in this, and there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, and how about we just dive right into it? Let's start with the pitching. The pitching matchups in this series, going game 1, Jack Flaherty going up against Garrett Cole of the Yankees. I think it is overall, everybody can say the Yankees most likely have the starting pitching advantage, but just pitching in a whole, what do you make of that in this series?
There's a lot of it, but there's also a lot on the injured list on one side with the Dodgers. You look at the Dodgers, their potential rotation. I think the Dodgers could sweep if everyone was healthy, because you don't have Tyler Glass now, Clayton Kershaw. You know, you barely have Walker Buehler. He looked good in his last start, but you barely got Buehler. You don't have Dustin May. You don't have Tony Gonsolin. We haven't seen him since he was a cat in the World Series a few years ago, where he's talking about his cat obsession. But other than that, I mean, look at these two teams when it comes to the pitching. Garrett Cole. I mean, you have Marcus Stroman, someone who pitched just over a 4 ERA and didn't even see the mound in any postseason games to this point. That just goes to show you the depth on this Yankees team, what they can provide and what they can bring to the table here. On the Dodgers side, they're getting contribution from bullpen games at times, and they're making it work. You know, their bullpen has looked solid in some of their games. I do fear that they've been blown out in a few games, though. That's something the Yankees haven't been. Even their games against Cleveland, their games in the series prior against the Royals, a lot of them were pretty close games. They did not get shellapped. Now, the Dodgers got shellapped a few times by the Mets. That's something to keep in mind with a powerful offense like the Yankees. I just think their pitching is so much better. Props to Aaron Boone for finding a closer as well. Right when Clay Holmes was falling apart, he found someone in that bullpen, and someone who had the worst ERA in all of baseball last year among starters qualified. I mean, just insane with what he's been able to do with this team and what they've been able to do going forward. I'm so stoked for this. I think their pitching is elite. I think the Dodgers have been able to piece it together, and one of them is going to get cracked here soon.
Yeah, I think of let me go to the 2 box here. I think with this matchup here, I'm going to start with the Dodgers. The Dodgers starting pitching wise, Jack Flaherty, Walker Buehler, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Those are your starters. Those are your guys you're riding with. Jack Flaherty had a great start in game 1 of the NLCS, and then the last time we saw him, he got beat around by that Mets lineup. Walker Buehler had strong 4 innings last time we saw him. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he was okay his last start. So but I don't think it's more of who are the guys starting. It's can they get longevity from their starters, because they have used that bullpen a ton this postseason. Dave Roberts already said, hey, we're going to have a bullpen game, most likely game 3 or game 4. My problem is if you have to go to 2 bullpen games, that makes me nervous for the Dodgers. If you have to go to 2 bullpen games, that may not end up in your favor if you're a Dodgers fan. Now, going to the Yankees have found a way, and got to give pitching coach Matt Blake a lot of credit. They find these scraps that other teams don't want, and they turn them into gems. It's really incredible. Aaron Boone has done a great job with handling the bullpen this postseason. Other than game 3, Clay Holmes, but I don't think Clay Holmes is built for a late inning role. I think he's best fit in the 6th, 7th inning role, and he showed that so far this postseason. Now, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, you guys are the heavy hitters in this starting pitching. They need to come out and show why they are deserving of some of the highest paid pitchers in all of baseball. Garrett Cole is going to go game 1, game 4, and possibly game 7. They need perfection out of him each performance. They got to have lights out from Garrett Cole, especially going up against a lineup that is the Dodgers. We're going to get into that later. I think the injury of Freddie Freeman will affect the Dodgers lineup and possibly defensively too. But man, you look at the Yankees, even Nestor Cortez. You mentioned Marcus Stroman. Clark Schmidt has pitched pretty well. Luis Hill threw pretty well for guys getting their first starts in the postseason. You got to give the edge to the Yankees.
I agree 100% looking at what they can do there. One more note with what the Yankees have been able to do. I really like some of the ways they've just been able to piece this together throughout the postseason. There's some instances where these teams, when they get in these spots, they kind of fold. But their pitchers are coming out there. Mark Leiter, I mean, he got lit up 1 inning, but I mean, he's that left-handed piece in your bullpen that he's so good against lefties. I saw him for years with the Cubs. I mean, his ERA against left-handed hitters, like they're batting like 150 against him lifetime. They can't hit him. He's an extra left-handed arm in that bullpen that really works, even though he throws right-handed. He gets everybody out.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention, and you just popped it in my head: left-handed pitching. The Dodgers don't have any.
Yeah.
The Yankees really struggle against left-handed pitching. They're 24th in all of baseball against left-handed pitching, and they smash. They bat 250 over 250 against right-handed pitching. So I think that's another matchup that we really need to pay attention to. I believe the Dodgers, who they got, Anthony Banda rolling out of there. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Gosh, I forget his name. Alex
Vesia?
Yeah, did he get hurt? He got hurt in the Padres series, right?
Not sure. I don't know if they've announced their rosters yet. I'll take a look right now. I mean, he did get injured. I saw that.
I remember that.
Yeah, let's take a look at their roster. I know. Yeah, they got Anthony Banda, and he's the only active lefty.
That's it. That's it. And I'm sure they're going to use him in high leverage situations against Juan Soto. But Juan Soto doesn't matter if it's a lefty or a righty; he's going to perform. And so it's not like prime Clayton Kershaw's walking through those doors in Dodger Stadium anymore. I think that is a matchup we're going to need to pay attention to. Lack of lefties can potentially also hurt the Los Angeles Dodgers.
100%. And it's another thing that can hurt the Dodgers is the offense of the Yankees. They got stars all over their lineup.
Yeah, stars all over the lineup. That is correct. Well, I mentioned it earlier. 5 MVPs, not including Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, the stars are out, man. The lineup power in this World Series. It's every baseball fan's dream. Yeah,
I mean, it is. You have literally. How many Hall of Famers are in this matchup? If you take Kershaw out of it, because he's probably in. I mean, he's the lock to being in. You take Kershaw, but Betts is a Hall of Famer. Ohtani, if he continues maybe one more year, I think he's in. You got Freddie Freeman's in.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge should be in. I think he's in.
Yeah. Stan's going to be in. He's going to hit 500 home runs in his career.
Does he have a PED?
No, he doesn't. What are you talking about?
I don't know if he has. I can't remember if he's been charged with that or not.
But... No. Juan Soto, yes. He keeps it up, yes. So this is...
Soto, I mean, this is the World Series. That's like, wow. Remember when all those Hall of Famers played in 2024? Yeah, this is one you look back on and say, wow, this is an elite matchup. Who's one star that you look out for in this one?
The one star, Juan Soto's the easy answer, but I'm going to go back to Giancarlo Stanton. He is the reincarnation of Mr. October himself. I mean, what he has done so far this postseason, it's not an anomaly. He does it every postseason, and now we get to see it on the World Series. And let's not forget, he's done pretty well. He knows Dodger Stadium very, very well. Remember a few years ago, he hit it out of Dodger Stadium. Like he's mentioned it. He loves playing there. He loves playing at Dodger Stadium. I think he's going to have a phenomenal series. Maybe the strikeouts will be high, but I think he hits at least 3 home runs in this series.
Here's another note here when it comes to, we talk about stars that are coming out. I think this helps with the health, with the long layoff. It's almost been a week where they haven't played. I think it helps Anthony Rizzo get healthy, and I think it helps Freddie Freeman, another star in this matchup. I think he has a great, great World Series. I think he finally comes together and makes it happen because, I mean, he's got all this time off.
Yeah. Yes. I think that will be good to heal up some of the first basemen for both teams. Who's the star for you? Who's the guy that you are looking at to show out?
I'm looking at Mookie Betts, man. Like, how many times have we seen him come up clutch? Like, he's an amazing ball player. 2018 with the Red Sox, the World Series win with the Dodgers. He could go for number 3 right now, which, I mean, he's just so fun to watch. And I think he's kind of under the radar here. Everyone talks Judge, Soto, Ohtani. What about Mookie Betts, man? Like, are you kidding me? He is a freaking beast. And you put him at shortstop. He makes plays. A league average defender. Second base, above average defender. Right field, he's won several Gold Gloves out there. I mean, this guy has said yes. He is what the Yankees wanted Gleyber Torres to do when they made the trade for Jazz Chisholm and say, hey, will you move positions? Yes, coach, I will. What does Mookie Betts say? I want to win baseball games. I don't care how we have to do it. I don't care if I play catcher. I don't care if I sit the bench. I want to win baseball games. So what do? They make a trade for Tommy Edman. He slides over to short sometimes. Betts goes back to the outfield. And it works. It just works. I'm so impressed with not only that, but the way he realized he was broken when he was playing in the series earlier in the year, in the postseason. He realized he couldn't hit. Remember, everyone was talking about how he couldn't get a hit?
Yeah.
He looked at it and said, all right, guess I'm hitting the tee. And then he hit the tee, and he had a reliever throwing batting practice. He had Brett Honeywell firing batting practice at him, live pitching, and all he did was hit. He just hit, and he barreled up. And Honeywell said he gave him balls right down the middle just so he could square him up. And what happens? He comes out the next series and has a great offensive performance. Mookie Betts is the most underrated player in this series. I'll say it time and time again. It's hard to believe that I'm saying underrated in Mookie Betts, but like I said, everyone talking Soto, everyone talking Judge, everyone talking Ohtani. Mookie Betts is the X factor here. He's the star that shines the brightest in LA, and they get it done because of him in terms of some big wins that he'll be able to provide for their offense.
Yeah, I look at Mookie Betts as a guy, as a Yankees fan. He definitely makes me nervous because he has been in these moments time and time again. He was briefly there in 2013, right? Was he there in 2013 with the Red Sox? 2018, obviously, MVP season. 2020 with the Dodgers, although it was a COVID year. So yeah, he has it. He knows what it's like. The bright lights aren't going to phase him. I want to go back to Giancarlo Stanton here and what he has done at Dodger Stadium. In 25 games, bats .309, nine doubles, 10 home runs, 26 RBIs, slugging .723. He's going to have fun there. He's going to have fun there in the Chavez Ravine. I can't wait.
He's
I
gonna
hear
have
that.
a good time. And one of the unsung heroes of the last series was Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
And I worry that a kid that gets hot. I know he's not a kid; he's been around a while, but he gets hot, and now he's got this layoff. I wonder if he can keep it up.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah,
of
the
underrated players.
bats, dude, the Dodgers bats were on fire. Even in game 5 when the Mets got up to that huge lead, the Dodgers were never out of the game. And so it's just like I think you texted me and you were like, "Hey, I think the layoff can affect the Yankees." I think this layoff will more affect the Dodgers because those bats were scorching hot.
I think it helps them as well because their bullpen finally gets rest.
That's true. That's true.
They needed that more than the Yankees bullpen did.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Tommy Edmond being an unsung hero. I mean, Kiki Hernandez. It's crazy to say that he seems to be an unsung hero in these postseasons all the time. He's done it with the Red Sox. He's did it with the Dodgers before. Like this guy he's a ball player. He's the definition of a ball player. You're gonna get he can play many different positions. He's gonna come up with clutch hits, RBIs. He runs the bases well. I look at I look at Kiki and Tommy Edman as guys who can possibly steal a game. We look back on this World Series. There's guys that have clutch hits in late innings in this World Series.
I have 3 unsung heroes for you, and I believe in them. I'll tell you who.
All right.
My unsung heroes this postseason, hands down, starts with the starting pitcher of the New York Yankees. Give me Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt's going to win a baseball game in this series. He's going to look good. He's going to be used twice. I don't know how they're going to use him, but they're going to make sure he's used twice. Clark Schmidt's going to win baseball games. He's going to go out there, take the ball, and say, I want it, because he showed fight in that series against the Guardians. He looked like a great pitcher in that series. Not only that, I go to the other side with the Yankees on the offensive side of the ball. I look now at Anthony Rizzo. I talk about the layoff. It's good. He broke a couple fingers. He got a hit in the last few games of the regular season, and he missed the first round of the playoffs, a wild card round. They moved on, and he missed that round of the divisional series. Came back for the CS, played average, if not a little bad, there for the in the Guardians series. I think his postseason pedigree, this time off, he's going to be a great addition for the Yankees offense because there's going to be times where they're going to need help from someone else. And you could point to Verdugo. You could point to Gleyber Torres, who's obviously gotten it done in the postseason in years past. Anthony Rizzo's my pick. And then over on the Dodgers side, I look at one of the most underrated catchers in baseball history. He's going to go down that way. Will Smith. I mean, are you serious? How underrated can this guy be? He's won a couple awards in the postseason, and he's not even thought of in that lineup. They're thinking Freeman, Betts, Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez goes before Will Smith. Like these guys, like they're not even going to mention Will Smith, and he's going to come up with a few big hits. You watch right here in this postseason. I like him to take a step.
Yeah, those are good for sure. I look at Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres has had a phenomenal postseason so far. He just looks so calm, cool, and collected in the batter's box. The way he's working counts, he's not chasing pitches. He's staying middle outside. He's not trying to yank home runs because he knows the situation. He's played great situational baseball. He knows he has 2 of the best hitters on the planet behind him. His job is to get on base. Find a way to get on base. It doesn't matter. Let Juan Soto move you over. Aaron Judge knock you in for RBI double. If not, Giancarlo Stanton hits a 2-run shot. So I look at the Gleyber Torres as the catalyst for this offense. He's the one that's going to get this lineup going. The way he's performed has been phenomenal. I also look at somebody in the bottom of that order who had some clutch RBI so far this postseason. Alex Verdugo. Remember, he's a former Dodger, got traded to the Red Sox a few years ago. He knows he's a great defensive player. He knows how to work that left field down there in Dodger Stadium. I think he's going to have a great series. I think he's going to come up with timely hits too, like bloops over the third baseman. I can just picture in my mind. And then Anthony Volpe. He's also been really solid. There's like no pressure on him. I think he's playing freely. At the beginning of the season, they had him batting leadoff. Just wasn't cut out for that role this early in his career. I think he's going to do a great job playing shortstop for the New York Yankees. And I look on the Dodgers side, and I'm going to go Michael Kopech.
Wow.
I think a guy who has remember, he was one of the highest rated prospects early in his career, expected to do great things for the White Sox. It took him a little while to get going, but then he finally pitched well for the White Sox, good enough to where the Dodgers say, okay, we can take him, retool him, and make him dominant. And he's been dominant for the Dodgers this year since being traded for. It's scary what the Dodgers can do. A lot like the Yankees. They take these players who have maybe underperformed at their current place. They trade for them and they turn them into gems. And that's just a great development from the Dodgers and the Yankees. But I expect Michael Kopech. I expect him to save a game this series.
It's a good take, man. That's you talk about unsung. I forgot about. No, I didn't forget about him, but I didn't even think about him as like a person to mention because, like you said, he came across the top prospect. He was in that trade with Yohan Moncada, who also became a bust. I feel bad for the Red Sox there, or the White Sox. They really could have had something, but they didn't pan out. That's the prospect game you play. But Kopech now gets a shot in the World Series, the reliever there. So a lot to look forward to. And should we predict this World Series?
Let's do it. Who do you got winning this World Series?
I have the New York Yankees winning the World Series in 6 games. I think that they will outlast the Dodgers. I know the Dodgers, they're still hurt, man. Like a full healthy Dodgers team, I think they would take it in probably 5. That's how confident I'd be. But I don't know. I know they got a home field advantage, but both teams come in there off like the Yankees traveled, like they've been there for a while. They're going to get adjusted and accustomed to that time zone over there in LA. I think that gives them almost an even playing field. It's not one of those across country flights, that you got to do while you're in the middle of a series or something like that. I think both teams come in pretty even when it comes to that. So I think that helps them out a little bit too. Yankees in 6 is my take.
This is going to be so much fun. And as a Yankees fan, I'm going to have a heart attack every single night they play. But give me Yankees in 6. Yankees in 6.
That's your take? Wow.
That's my take. Yankees in 6.
Took us to the World Series to agree.
I know. Yeah, I know, right? Yankees in 6. I'm really worried about the lack of longevity within their starting pitching. I think their bullpen has been used so much, and I think that bullpen will get taxed in this series. If Yamamoto, Jack Flaherty, Walker Buehler, if they're not going 5 innings plus, and they're already going to have 2 bullpen games, you are asking for a lot. That is a lot of variables that you are asking for to come out for 3 games at least and win. And I just don't think that is sustainable in this series. I think the clutch ability of Juan Soto, we're going to see it on display again this series. He lives for these moments. It's truly incredible. We saw what he did against Hunter Gaddis. He's sitting there shaking his head, nodding his head like a crazy man. Like
he got down to 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he's dialing him in, baiting him to throw a fastball. I think we see a moment again like that in the World Series. I finally think Aaron Judge has a great game. I think we're going to point back 10 years from now and be like, you remember that Aaron Judge game? And I think we're going to see it. The Dodgers are talented. Shohei Ohtani, bases with runners on base. He's insane. He's complete opposite with runners not on base. But anyway, I'm rambling. Give me Yankees in 6. I trust their starting pitching more. And I think their stars outperform the Dodgers stars.
Yeah. That's a good take. I am on the same wavelength. Okay, you're a Yankees fan. You've watched this team 162 plus. You're getting into the nitty-gritty here before you have your heart attack every night, as you mentioned. Yeah. What needs to happen for them to win?
What needs to happen? Pitching needs to go 5-6 innings, hand it off to the bullpen. Line up. Just let your stars do what they've been doing all year. And this is what they cannot do. Base running. The base running has been horrendous. If they run themselves out of innings, I bet you they will. If there's 2 innings in a game where they run themselves out of the inning, they'll lose. They'll cost them a game. That they cannot let their base running cost them a game. Other than that, they just work counts. They've been walking so much so far this postseason. They just don't chase outside the strike zone. Their plate discipline has been amazing. They keep that up, hit with runners in scoring position, stay out of double plays, and stay out of base running issues. They win this series.
Great take.
That's
All
my
right,
that's my
MVP
synopsis
time.
of the series. All right. I'll go ahead. I think Aaron Judge shows up. Aaron Judge finally shows up and shows why he is the captain of the New York Yankees. I know it's probably bold because of the postseason he's had so far, but I think he's dusted off the cobwebs enough. I think he'll have a phenomenal World Series.
I think. See, if I went Dodgers, Betts is the MVP.
Yeah.
But I didn't go Dodgers. I went Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Stanton continues. I think this layoff hurts hot players. And I think it hurts him. I think it hurts Glaber.
Wow.
I don't know. You know what? It's funny, what an unsung hero. I can't take him to win the MVP. I can't take Jazz Chisholm. What if he turns?
You can. You can.
I can't say he looks horrendous.
Okay, we've seen Steven Pierce win a World Series MVP. Like, we've seen these things happen before.
I'm going to go with Garrett Cole.
Okay.
I think Garrett Cole wins the MVP. And this is a take that could bite me right in the tail end. Right when the first inning of game one, that take could be bit right in the rear end. But I think he wins 2 games at least, maybe even 3 in this series. I'm going to take Garrett Cole. I think he shines and pitches well here in this series. So I'm going to take Cole as my MVP.
All right. Well, those are our World Series predictions. We would love to hear your guys' thoughts on what's going to happen this World Series. Listen, we appreciate all the support so far this season. We've grown a lot. We appreciate all the support. It's been a lot of fun. And please hit that subscribe, like button. So we can provide a lot more content for you guys, not just this World Series, but in this off season, we have some stuff planned for you guys. But let us know. Drop it in the comments. Who do you think is winning this World Series between the Yankees and Dodgers? Once again, we appreciate all of these supports, and we'll be back with you guys with videos. See ya.